Friends. Having the right set of friends can make your move to a foreign country a smooth sailing, excellent, almost adventurous process. But having the wrong set of people around you can make it a nightmare. Introduce me to the 5 people whom you spend the most time with throughout the day, and I'll be able to tell you who you are. That's how important friends are. Who you surround yourself with will define you. Quick little history about David. I was the head of Asia for 2 very, very big education companies. I had to actually live 1 to 2 to 3, maybe sometimes 4 months in various countries throughout Asia. This includes Korea, Japan, China. And China, actually, I lived for 3 long years, but that's another story. This includes Philippines, Thailand, Vietnam, Malaysia, Singapore. You name the country in Asia, and I probably lived there. Moving into these countries, I had a mission. I had to actually live there. I had to enjoy my life there. I had to actually do business there. So I had to actually do a lot of things in these countries. It was extremely important that I met the right set of people. So important that my prayers every morning was, Lord, help me meet the right group of people and help me to avoid the people that I should avoid. That was my prayer every single morning. Who I meet was going to actually make or break my experience in that country. Have you heard of Malcolm Gladwell? Malcolm Gladwell is a best-selling author. Most of you have probably heard of it. You've read one of his books, The 10,000 Hour Rule, about what if you put in 10,000 hours to anything in the world, you could become an expert at anything in the world is his popular claim, right? It's from the book Outlier, that 10,000 hour rule. Today, what I'm about to talk about comes from his book, Tipping Point. Tipping Point was a book about social epidemic. It was about how small things make big changes. In the book Tipping Point, Malcolm Gladwell talks about 3 types of people that make a social epidemic happen. Essentially, something small can become huge. It's a viral effect, right? That's what he's talking about. So there are 3 important types of people you need for that to happen. Number 1 is a maven, number 2 is a connector, and number 3 is a salesman. You need these 3 types of friends to be extremely, extremely successful in your transition to another country and potentially become viral in that country. I will specifically talk about these 3 types of people that I've met in my move to Vietnam and how that has helped me flourish and thrive in this wonderful country. Number 1, the maven in my life is this gentleman named Ryan Galloway. For those of you who haven't met Ryan Galloway, you'll know this guy is everything to the extreme. He is intelligent to the extreme. He is funny to the extreme. He is a family man to the extreme. Anything he does, he takes it not only to the finish line, but past it all the way through, and he'll crush it. That is Ryan Galloway in a nutshell. Ryan has an MBA from Thunderbolt Management School. This is perhaps the best international MBA program out there. He went to law school at Case Western, which is a hidden gem of a law school. I know this because I went to law school. I know great law schools when I hear about them and see it. Ryan is smart. He speaks Japanese. He speaks Vietnamese. And of course, he speaks English because he's from Wisconsin. Yay, Wisconsin cheese. Anyhow, Ryan in Vietnam is my maven. He knows everything there is to know about everything. Wow. He knows everything a foreigner needs to know about living in Vietnam. He knew during Thanksgiving where to get the best turkey, the gravy, the mashed potatoes, the pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pie in Vietnam, apple pie. He knows where to get the best burgers. It's not just the American food and the Western food that he knows where to get. He knows where to get all the nice local food. He knows where to get the best pho, banh mi. He knows where to get the Chinese food, the Korean food. In fact, he knows what to do about the legal processes in this country too. When my kid was born, Ezekiel, my second born in Vietnam, who did I run to when I had a bunch of questions about paperwork? Ryan Galloway. You know, if I had to do some background check on some of the startups that I met and I don't know anything about them and their reputation in this startup realm, who did I go talk to? Ryan Galloway. When I was looking for office space in Vietnam and didn't know what was a good region to go to and who to negotiate with, who did I go run to? Ryan Galloway. So there you have it. Ryan Galloway was my maven when I moved to Vietnam, and he still is my maven. Now, the thing is, if you're doing your job correctly, you have not one maven in your life, but multiple mavens. But Ryan was my first and best maven to date. And so there it goes. Ryan, if you're seeing this, kudos to you, bro. All right. Number 2 is the connector. You need a connector in your life to be able to network quickly, meet the right people, and you don't have time to almost filter and validate everybody you meet. By having the right connector, you can trust the people you meet. And in fact, they can trust you too. So there is an importance of having the right connector, right? In Malcolm Gladwell's book, connectors connected people for the sake of doing business. Here, business is important too, but a friend who is a connector connects you not just for business, but because you're just a really cool guy and they want you to meet another cool guy or gal, right? So connectors are nurture relationships. They make things happen. So the connector in my life in Vietnam is Kevin Tung Nguyen. Kevin Nguyen is a very, very, very popular name in Vietnam if you didn't know it. There are like millions of Kevin Nguyen's in the world. But this particular Kevin Nguyen is Kevin Tung Nguyen. Kevin is fluent in Vietnamese, fluent in English. He's extremely intelligent with a lot of people that he knows. He's the CEO of Job Hoppin', right? Which is a darling and of the startup community in Vietnam. Kevin went to Stanford to get his executive education. This man he knows everybody, not only in Vietnam, but he knows everyone in Europe, I feel, in America. He walks into a room and instantly he'll be friends with everybody. And he is impact by that very definition. In the Oxford Dictionary, if you look up the name Kevin Nguyen or Kevin Tung Nguyen, the word impact, power, charisma should come up. Kevin knows everybody in Vietnam. I walk into a room, any restaurant, I walk into any lounge cafe, I walk into any wedding or party, I walk into a Zoom call and show a picture of Kevin, and everybody on that call knows Kevin. Crazy. Everyone that I walk into, whatever room I walk into, they know Kevin. So Kevin is a socialite. He has a good and strong reputation, and he knows everyone that he walks into because he's such a friendly, such a warm character. So Kevin is the one that connected me to everyone that I should meet in Vietnam, anyone who matters for my business, one, but anyone who also matters for my social sanity, two, and also introduced me to all the right friends whom I could hang out with so that I can have a good time in Vietnam necessarily, right? All the right family people, all the right, bros, all the right sisters, all the right people that were necessary for me to actually live a good life in Vietnam. So there you have it. Kevin, if you're seeing this, shout outs to you, bro. Thank you so much for, taking me into your family and opening it all up and connect me all to the right people. Last but not least is the salesman. Salesmen in this context of businesses, they're selling products or services. But in the context of friendship, salesmen are people who vouch for, who lift you up in front of others. And who actually push you to others and really tell other people that they should come and work for you. They should come and work with you, and then things will be marvelous. So these people aren't merely connecting or doing research and telling you what to do. They're actually selling you to other people. So the best salesman that I met in Vietnam for me and selling me as a friend is Thomas Hornbeck. Thomas Hornbeck is my partner in Ethos Fund. He is my business partner and my friend. We go back, and he's been in Vietnam for 8 years, I believe. I stand corrected if I'm wrong. I know he visited about 14 years ago, but he's been living here for 8 years. And he knows Vietnam well. He has the right group of friends. He is a man of good character. When you talk to him and when you meet him, you will think that he is not the typical salesman that you are used to in the world of business. He's not talkative. He's not socially gregarious type. He's not loud. He's actually very calm energy, kind of like calm Buddha energy. He is a man of few words. He is a strong, silent giant type. He's tall and he swims every day, so that's a good thing. He is a man whose words are heeded very carefully. It doesn't make you a better salesperson just because you talk a lot or just because you're extremely articulate. A good salesperson because of their reputation. And Thomas has a great reputation. He is smart, PhD in computer science from the University of Iowa, so intelligence is definitely something he has. But also he is a lot of fun, and he's done a good job of building the right friendship groups in Vietnam. And when he tells people, hey, David is a good guy, people will believe it because why? He is a good man. He's built a reputation for doing so, and he doesn't just recommend anybody or sell anyone freely like that. So there you have it. Thomas is my salesman and he is my biggest champion. Thomas, if you're listening to this, I love you, bro. I miss you. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for making my transition to Vietnam awesome. So there you have it. In my 7 months of being in Vietnam, thanks to the Maven, the connector, and the salesperson in my life, I've had a wonderful time transitioning into Vietnam. I love Vietnam more because of these guys. I've emceed a wedding. I've been part of big New Year's parties. I've met celebrities. I've been pretty notorious in Vietnam in a good way. I don't know if you could be notorious in a good way, thanks to these 3 awesome connectors, Mavens, and salespeople in my life. So Ryan, Kevin, Thomas, thank you so much, guys. I don't know how my life in Vietnam would have been. I can't even imagine what it would have been like without you guys helping me transition and make Saigon my home. So guys, meet the right group of friends. It's important. You will love a country more because of the people you meet. It's not the city itself, right? It's not the buildings, it's not the food, although food is helpful, and it's not any object you'll find in that country. It's the people that make or break your experience in the country. So meet the right group of friends. That's my encouragement to you today. All right, guys, I hope this was helpful. I hope you, when you move to another country to do work, to live, whatever the case may be, that you are intentional and prayerful and deliberate about the type of people you put next to you, because you are who you stand next to. Birds of a feather flock together, right? So there you have it. These are the friends you need. I hope this was helpful. Please comment and subscribe. If you have any questions about this topic that I talked about, please feel free to reach out. I want to be helpful, especially if you're moving to Vietnam. Maybe I can be one of these 3 types of friends for you. I can potentially be your maven, I could be your connector, or I could be your salesman. I hope this was helpful. Again, reach out to me if you have any questions. Have a good one. Bye.